Okay, so I can't do my yas because my voice is fucked up right now. So Chemo needs to do it. Go ahead, Chemo.
Yeah.
Hi, dolls. Kenny here.
And I am Valentina.
Oh my god. That bitch, every time I watch her talk, her persona just kills me.
She's so like statuesque. I guess
Really
that describes her.
But that bitch knows how to put a video together of herself. Because I still live for her elimination monologue that she had. Bitch. Had me and my motherfucking feelings. But anyway, last week I went first, correct? So it's your turn, I guess.
Oh, all right. Yeah, bitch, it's my turn. Okay, so as you know, as anybody who's listened to our podcast in the past should know that we love Jennifer Lawrence. And so I have a good story about her.
Ooh, I've heard shit about her. So what? Besides the Red Sparrow about to come out, and I can't wait to see it.
So basically, she took a picture outside, and right now it's still winter. Not so much here in the South, but up north or wherever she was. And so she took a picture outside, and she was in the picture with 3 other guys, and they all had like big heavy coats on, because it was cold outside. She was wearing a beautiful black dress, with showing off the cleavage and shit, giving some clavicle, So she didn't have a coat on. So apparently America was offended that all these men were outside with a coat on and she wasn't. So basically, Jennifer Lawrence is always ready for the clapback. So she was basically like,
when is she not?
Because apparently people were under the impression that she was forced to take these pictures without a coat. And she was like, it was my choice to not wear the coat. She was like, I was only outside 15 minutes to take the picture, and I wasn't going to wear a coat and cover up that beautiful ass dress. And hey, girl, as a person that used to stand outside in a line at the club, and when you go to the club, you don't wear a coat. That's going to fuck up your aesthetic, your look. So you freezing. But you look
unless
good.
That coat is a part of this look tonight, that coat can stay home.
Yeah, and it's very true.
That coat is not going to be my +1 tonight.
So I completely agree with her. If I'm out and I'm looking good, nothing's going to fuck up my look.
That's just like the way people are nowadays, though. They get up in their feelings about what they assume happened, and they go on this whole fucking tirade, and then the person that they're trying to defend comes out and they're like, well, bitch, it was my choice. It's like they didn't stop to think maybe Jennifer Lawrence wanted to go out there without that fucking coat on, because that dress was fucking gorgeous. And if she wanted to show off that goddamn dress, I don't understand why that was a problem. Now, if Jennifer Lawrence had came out and she had said something about how she was really upset about being out there in the cold while everybody else is all bundled up and she has to be wearing this dress and no coat covering her up, then that's a different story. Go ahead and attack whoever the fuck you want to attack, bitch. But when all you're going off is a picture of your feelings, hoe, I'm gonna need you to calm the hell down. People are so ready to leap on somebody on social media nowadays, and it is killing me.
Child, it's people are so offended about shit that has absolutely nothing to do with them. And I think that, because I support the Me Too movement, but I feel like with it going on, like everybody's like grabbing at straws at any way to try to fit everything into it. And I think they were trying to make this a part of it, because it was basically like, oh, men were forcing her to freeze to death. It was all the men in the picture had on coats. But the thing is, a suit is a suit is a suit. They all look the same.
They really do. I mean, most of the time, when you go see these men and women doing like photo ops, the men all look the same, or they really ain't putting much effort into their look. And so it's the woman that has to draw the attention to her, because otherwise we're going to be bored as fuck with this picture. But with that, bitch, I forgot what I was about to say. Oh, with that, I feel like it's doing a disservice to women, because you're taking away her ability, like, you're taking away the thought that she can think for herself. Like, because you think that it's unfathomable that Jennifer Lawrence could have decided to go out here without a coat herself just makes it seem like you don't really, like, you want to put things into this Me Too movement, but then you're taking a step back as well, because you're like, well, women can't have any choices for themselves. Everybody always is forcing them to do any goddamn thing. And it's like, bitch, sometimes women like to drop to their knees and slob on a knob real quick. Ain't nobody got to force them to do it. Sometimes they like to walk out here in the cold to not compromise a fucking outfit. So it's like, as many women as there are that may be forced to do things they don't want to do, there are women that do things that they want to do. And Jennifer Lawrence, I don't see her, I don't care who you are. Maybe back in the backpack day, but in today's age, Jennifer Lawrence is not going to have anybody tell her what to do if she don't want to do it. And that's very evident with her attitude.
Oh, yeah, which is why I love her so much. She is outspoken. I feel like once people would have saw that it was Jennifer Lawrence, they'd be like, okay, we know that she decided to do this because Jennifer Lawrence doesn't give a fuck. You're not going to tell her what to do. She's not your role model. She's not, she's going to live her life the way she wants to and fuck with it. She's not going to apologize for anything. Like, that's my bitch. She's my hero.
Well, speaking of women and things happening with them, I'm trying to find a good segue into this. So, actually, every story that I have is about a woman. Yes, it is. Oh, no, except for one. Okay. So, I don't know if you've seen this, but there was this story that went around last week about this woman who was really upset on this flight. She was like pissed off bitch because she had to sit next to this lady and her baby. And she ended up threatening the flight attendant's job because in the video, the lady like sits down and she was like, what's her name? And the lady said Tabitha, I believe. And she was like, okay, Tabitha, you most likely won't have a job tomorrow. And the lady, that bitch, when I tell you that flight attendant was not having it, she walked right over to the flight marshal and was like, I want this bitch off. I want her removed from this plane. And then the lady was like, no, I can't. I have to be on this flight. I'm so sorry, Tabitha. I'm so sorry. Just like, bitch changed that whole fucking tune.
I'm so sorry, Tabitha.
Bitch changed that whole fucking tone on that damn flight. So then after that, people were talking about it because they were just like, they can't believe how rude people are to like these flight attendants that are just doing their job. Like, I understand that you're upset that you have to sit next to this baby on the plane, but do you know how many people book flights in advance and those seats are all taken? You can't just, it's rare that you can get on a plane and see empty seats and just move where the fuck you choose to move, bitch. So, you have to sit there and deal with it.
Bitch that had to sit by a crying baby? I mean,
the thing is, the baby wasn't even crying. She was just upset in the notion of sitting next to a woman and her baby. That's what she, and when I say sitting next to, let's say, so, like when we were on the plane, you know how you were on that one side and I was on the other side?
Yeah.
So they were on opposite ends of the aisle, but the lady was upset at being in that entire row next to the child is what she was upset about. And, so that led to her getting really frustrated and attacking the fucking flight attendant because she wanted to move to a different seat. There was no seats available. So then, I don't know how it got to the point, because it wasn't all recorded, but I don't know how it got to the point of her threatening Tabitha's job, but Tabitha was having none of it, bitch. And definitely let that hoe know. So, I don't remember if she got removed from the plane or not, but a couple days later, it was, cause in this world, you can't do too much if you caught on camera. Everybody's recording these days. Everybody's phone is a fucking camera and that shit goes right to social media. People found out who this hoe was, reported her to her bosses, and that bitch is now suspended from her job.
Oh,
because I believe she was an official in New York, like a councilwoman or something like that. Let me see. Hold on. Let me find out. I had it in my notes. Yeah, the video of the situation of the mother and the child film posted on Facebook went viral. People found out that she was a state official in New York, and then she got suspended from her job until further notice. Because the place was like, this is not how they want any of their employees to act. And I'm just like, how, bitch, that is karma for you. You threatened this lady's job over nothing, and then got your job threatened.
She should have known better. I mean, in today's age, people are fighting with fires. People ain't taking shit no more. And,
They are not.
especially once it's put on social media, people are out for blood, bitch. They out for your kids. They out for your grandparents. They coming from your whole ancestral garden, bitch. They coming for you. So, child, you just get your estate together because you're going to need to write a will.
It just killed me because if you see the video, I'll probably send it to you after we're done here, if I can find it again. But when you see the video, you can just see the, oh my God, what word am I looking for here? I keep wanting to say authority, but it's not authority. The privilege. You can just see the privilege in this bitch face. To where she was just fucking floored, bitch, and she couldn't have her goddamn way. She was like, I am a white woman in America. Why are you not doing what I said?
It's so crazy that you had a topic about a woman on a plane, because I have a topic about a woman on a plane, and I was so scared that you had the
why
same
are
one.
things happening on planes so fucking often?
Mine's a little different. So let me just preface this with, Kenny, have you ever done anything inappropriate on a plane?
Yes.
You go, yes. I don't even want to ask any more questions.
I am a member of the Mile High Club. I am a proud member. I've only done it with one person, though.
I don't know why I even asked. I don't know.
I don't know why either. You know I'm a low down hoe. I don't know why you thought anything different.
I don't know. I just want to ask because of this, but okay. I'm not shocked though. I know my friend. So okay. But there may become a day when I'm inducted. I can't even talk,
Bitch, I mean, sometimes you get to the mood. It was one of those, not to get off of your topic, but it was one of those rare flights where there went a lot of people on the plane. And it was kind of bizarre. It was from Arizona to Louisiana. And it wasn't that many people on the plane. And so we didn't have anybody sitting next to us. And the other side, the other row, I mean, they were asleep. And so the thing started happening. We kind of snuck to the back into the bathroom, and things happen.
Hey, I'm not opposed to it, especially like if it's with your man. I'm not. I mean, even if you a hoe and you find a random.
I was like, bitch, could you imagine if I was just you like, have you done something on the plane? I was like, oh yeah, I remember I took this dude to the back that I
didn't know. And still, that wouldn't shock me either. So, I mean, I've done stuff in public. but not particular. Well, no, I can't even say that. I can't even. Yeah, I can't even. I was about to say not on public transportation, but I was like, I can't even say that. Anyway,
now, bitch, I ain't never done that on public transportation. I don't think.
Well, I say public transportation, but it was a school bus when I was in high school. Hey, I was young.
I'm glad you said high school because I was about to say, what the fuck is happening?
No, I think I was like in 10th grade, 9th or 10th grade.
See, in my mind though, I haven't taken a school bus since I took a school bus maybe 2 times in my entire life. And both times I was in middle school. So when you said that, I'm just like, girl.
Not as an adult. Oh God, no. That would be the no, like I think I was in 11th grade. I had to be like 15 or 16. It was before I had lost my virginity. I know that much, but not too much before. And it was with a girl. And
okay, with your fake straight ass.
Hey, women love me. I don't know why. But yeah, I was experimenting, as teenagers do. We experiment with girls. And, but it was like, see, I always get into these situations with girls. Well, when I was younger, I mean, I haven't experienced this. I mean, girls still beg for sex for me for whatever reason. But, I hadn't initiated anything since like high school. But I always get into these situations where women beg me for sex, or any form of sex that they possibly can get. And as you know me, I'm all here for persistence. And I'm like, well, bitch, if you that persistent, you must want it bad enough. Here you go. So, But anyway, completely off topic. So
we did get way off topic.
So this woman is on the plane. and she was. I don't know what happened. I don't know what could have occurred to, present this situation, but she was caught on video. As you know, everything is caught on video, as you just
Yes,
said.
I don't understand why people don't understand this.
But she was caught on video holding her panties over her head, drying them off in like the vents. And
I saw that.
I was like, girl, what happened? Why are your panties wet? Is what I want to know. Why are they wet? What have you been doing?
Because I thought it was bizarre too. I remember when I was watching the video of it, and this bitch, just no shame at all, has these white ass panties up in the air in front of the little air vent to dry her panties off. And I'm just like, girl, I hope those are like wet because you washed them before you got on this plane. You didn't have time to dry them.
No.
And so you were trying to get them up there.
There is no way. There's absolutely no way. Why would you bring wet panties onto the plane?
Bitch, I don't know her life, but I just can't fathom somebody doing that. Are you in short supply,
bitch? I want to know. I want to understand why you would bring wet panties on the plane and then dry them off. Like over your head. I mean, just holding them up there for a long ass time. It's not like she just, quickly,
Yeah, this bitch she was getting her arm strength together because she had that shit up there for the longest time. And it just made me think, like, so if they were wet because of Mile High Club activities, that's disgusting. Because the air in airplanes are circulated, which is why everybody hates when people are coughing and be sick on the goddamn plane, because you're just about to pass this shit to every goddamn body. So here you are, fanning your cum juice smell all through this goddamn plane. That's disturbing. I would have killed her.
It was
girl,
disturbing.
if you don't take them panties out the air.
Imagine the people that were sitting right next to her.
Child.
Just, I can only imagine being in my seat.
They don't love themselves because they wouldn't allow that to happen if they love themselves.
Right. I can only imagine, normally when I'm on a plane, if I'm on it by myself, I'm reading a book. So imagine me with my head down, reading a book. And then just happen to look over to her and see that her arms are in the air. And then, just follow the length of her arm up to the vent. And see her dingy-ass panties drying off. Child, talk about somebody getting kicked out the plane, because I would have got kicked off the plane. Because I would have caused a scene, bitch. Because the first thing I would have said, bitch, what the fuck?
I'm so fucking done. Oh, God. But just to move into another topic real quick here, because this is also about women and their sexy time antics. I don't know if you've seen this shit, but Black Chyna recently had a sex tape that came out. Have you seen that?
Oh, yes. Everybody's been talking about that.
Child in her horrible ass head game. I tell you, I don't understand, but I'm going to say I don't understand, but I kind of do, because you and I have had discussions about this, not about Black Chyna, but about this kind of situation.
Okay.
But how are you? So this is no secret to anybody. She came up as a stripper. She's real sexual and always fucking and shit like that. I don't want to call her too much of a hoe, but she a hoe. And how do you get that reputation of being a hoe and this is what you produce in the bed? She was trying to give him head and she was all on his fucking thigh by his knee, kissing on him. And I'm just like, girl, this ain't cute. This ain't cute at all. And this had to be an older video because she was skinnier. It wasn't the recent, definitely, because the bitch just had a baby and she ain't got that stomach that flat yet. She was way skinnier in this video. She still had that ass, but she was much skinnier. And so she's like, you said you didn't see the video?
Child, I did not see the video. I didn't. I saw screen caps of it on Twitter. And the thing is one thing I like is, it might be bad, but when shit like this happen, I go straight to Twitter. Because that's where all the funny shit is. And there was one person said, I'm giving bomb-ass head for free. And people buying Black Chyna mansions and Lambos for her lame-ass, dry-ass head. And I was like, that's how it is though. If you know,
Because it's fucking true.
you could be giving 5-star fucking, sex, head, doing it all for free. And then bitches who don't know shit get all the damn money. That's just like when you watch porn. They don't know how to have sex. Most of them
They really don't.
I know a couple of hoes, you being one of them. But
I'm not going to deny it.
but I mean, I honestly, I can't say anything about your sex life because I ain't talked to nobody about your sex or whatever. I assume it's good. I'm just gonna assume. But I know of other people who are hoes, and I've had, that are here in Memphis where I live, and I've had conversation with people that had sex with them and talk about how awful their sex is, and I'm just like, how are you building a resume? A failure.
Bitch, let me get a resume together for you. I will be the highest paid prostitute. This throat right here is golden, ho. So, if I say anything is a specialty, it's that right there. But, so that's why I kind of judged her so harshly when I was watching Black Chyna's video because, okay, so you said you didn't watch it. I watched maybe the first part without skipping, and then I kind of skipped through because it was so boring that I was like, I'm not about to watch this. It didn't get good until the guy was just like, bitch, let me take over because this is going nowhere. And so she starts off and she's like flinging her hair around and she kissing on his thigh and then she kissing on the head of the dick and then she licks it. Then she start kissing on the stomach. Then she go back down to his thigh and she doing all of this extra shit. Bitch, I don't think she spent any more than like maybe in total a minute with the dick in her mouth. Everything else is just kissing all around it. And at some point, that ain't cute no more. I mean, if he was in a relationship with you and you were doing this to try to be sexy or cute with him, I can see that being okay kind of foreplay for a minute. But, bitch, would I skip 10 minutes into this video and you still doing this? Like, what's happening?
She just didn't want to suck the dick. That's just like when you watch lesbian porn and you just tell how the woman doesn't want to eat the pussy. You just tell her she done licked all over this woman butt on her pussy, and then when she finally like tried to, it's like she's stretching her tongue as far out as she can, but her face is far away from the pussy and don't even penetrate the labia. It's just it's like that thing, like, it's like, ugh. It's like if you put your face close to something that you find completely gross, that you're about to gag, and it's just like, but I gotta do this because I gotta pay rent next Friday, and if I don't suck this dick, I ain't gonna be able to pay it, and I'm gonna be homeless. So, so let me think about it. Let me think about shoes. Okay. Red bottoms. Oh, all right. I can get to it. Okay.
But like I said, until I don't remember how long the video was. I want to say it was around maybe 15, 20 minutes. But after she finished doing all of that, she kind of turned around and like I said, I skipped through it. I got to this point where she was like, it was like reverse cowgirl, and she was like kind of just shaking her ass against his dick and whatever. And then I skipped past that, and apparently dude just took over completely because he just had her ass on the bed and was fucking, because I guess he was like, well, I'm not getting head today apparently, so let me just go ahead and start inserting this shit into her pussy and get this over with, because she was avoiding that dick like the plague, bitch. Like, she was not trying to suck it for nothing. She was not having it.
Oh, save my soul. Jesus be a fence around that dick.
I just don't understand it. I feel like anybody that I've had sex with would not, just going back to what you were saying about hoes, that I know, and we've discussed before, that's why I was talking about that. How, if I had a resume, I know, because I don't even need to be on good talking terms with the person. I know they would not be able to say that my sex was bad. But with that being said, I don't understand how so many other people can be whores, and everything that you hear about them sexually is just horrible. Like, they can't suck dick, they can't take dick, they can't give dick.
They can't do shit.
They can't do shit with dick, bitch. It's not okay for them.
Oh, I've never been a whore, but I've had, like, if I had a boyfriend that knew people that I knew. And after you break up, people get real nosy and they probably ask about it. And then, they come back to you and they be like, I heard about you, and they real interested in having sex with you. This actually happened to me not too long ago. Last year, it's a person that I knew back when I was in college, who apparently
Mm.
had heard about my sex. And actually, this was a couple people. Like, I don't know what it was about last year, but like a couple people from my past was popping up trying to have sex with me. So I don't know who they talked to.
Ciao. But anyway, we're going to take this time to go ahead and hear a word from our sponsors. Recently, I've been having a hell of a sweet tooth, y'all, but not in the way that you're probably thinking. I've been craving me some Beauty Bakery cosmetics. All of their products have these really nice names that are all based around like sweets and desserts and coffee. It's just really nice. And what's even better is that they're very much so equal opportunity with all skin tones. They got your white chocolate mamas covered, the caramel ladies, the milk chocolate babes, and the dark chocolate sweethearts. So satisfy your sweet tooth with Beauty Bakery today.
So we're back, and so I heard about, I don't know where this was at, but it was like this woman. She's a massage therapist, right? And this guy came in, and she serviced him, and relieved his tension, I assume, but I guess not enough. And he came back, and she massaged him again, and then later on that night, he came back again. And I'm assuming at this point, nobody else was at the place. And so at this time, he took the liberty to be like, okay, I don't want you to just massage my back. I want to massage that pussy. So he basically, proceeded to try to have sexual relations with her. But, she was like, okay, I'm not really into that. I'm only here to, give you a respectable, wholesome massage, sir. And then he respectably started beating that ass. And
Oh my God.
it was so awful to watch when I tell you, because there are
You said this was
points.
on the news?
I think I saw. Was it? I think it was the news that I saw it on. I think it was like early in the morning. I think I had to go to work really early, and I was just sitting there watching TV, and I was like, "Oh my God!" I mean, her face was so messed up. Like it's like he was beating her in every room in the massage place. Like they were in one room where the camera was like seeing it was like up close, and you could see him like hitting her and beating her, and then like there was points where you could only see like the shadow of him beating her, and they would like just
Mm.
she would like try to get him off her, then she'll run, and then he'll chase after her and just start beating her again. I honestly don't know how she got away. I honestly
I'm
don't.
trying to pull up the video right now to see. Because, child, that just sounds horrible.
It was worse than like how you see shit in movies and it looks gruesome. Like that looked gruesome.
So, when you said at the beginning that she massaged him, so she's been doing that, she was doing this like in an actual massage therapy, like a office or something, or is this like some secluded thing?
I can only assume that it was an office because they had surveillance cameras. Like there were
Yeah.
cameras, so that's the only that's the only thing that I assumed. Because it wasn't something that they really just set up and just went into detail about. They showed the video and they showed
Oh my
her.
God, this lady's face.
Yeah, he messed her up. Her eye is swollen and purple,
Oh
and
my God, he is beating the shit out of her.
so this just brings me to a video that I saw of Katya. Well, she wasn't Katya in the video. She was, what's her name, Brian.
Brian.
So basically talking about sexual assault.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I kind of want to bring this up is because normally when we talk about sexual assault, we're only talking to the women or from the woman's point of view or how women should act. And so I
Yeah, because
feel
it's very
like
much so it's like a stigma that men can't be sexually assaulted, especially.
yeah.
So, I mean, I feel like people are more lenient, or people think about it a little bit more with gay men, because of course, if you're a gay man, you're being assaulted by another gay man, or sometimes a straight man that's claiming to be, or a gay man that's claiming to be straight and attacking you for his feelings. But I feel like when it's a man being sexually assaulted by a woman, things people like brush it under the rug, or their other male friends are like, you should be happy that you got sex, dude, or just shit like that. So I feel like it's very much a stigma that men can't be sexually assaulted because they should be happy that their dick got hard and somebody sat on it.
Yeah, but I also just not only just that aspect, is the aspect that people don't really address what's going on in the assaulter's mind. And I think, and the thing that Katya said that really stuck with me is that a man needs to be able to understand that his orgasm is not the most important thing going on in the room. It's like if once they get hard, or once they feel like sex is an option for them, all other things fly out the window. It's like, okay, if I gotta beat this bitch to death to get my nut, I'm gonna beat this bitch to death. It's like, basically he was saying, like, if you gotta jack off before you leave the house, just so your mind is free of your orgasm and you can go ahead and live a functional life without harming other people, then maybe you need to start doing that. Because why? Yeah. Beat the crap. I mean, he beat the mess out of that woman. Why beat her all over this place?
She's so bruised, child.
And just because she didn't want to have sex with you. I mean, he was violent. I mean, he looked possessed. It was shocking and terrifying. And I can't even imagine her thought process. I know her thought processes. I know she was like, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get away from this man. And luckily, she was able to get away from him. But like I said, I don't understand. I don't know how. By the grace of God is all I can say, because I don't know how she got away from him. Because he was coming after her, and it was just so sickening to watch. It was just. It
really.
Disgusting.
Just looking at it right now, it was like, you would have thought that bitch did something to him, like, to threaten his fucking life the way he was attacking her. Like, it's just unnecessary. I feel like you said, if you need to beat off before you get out the house, bitch, you need to go ahead and do that. If you can't start your day off without thinking about, I need to go have sex with somebody, and you may be on that bridge of going to have to attack someone to rape them, get that nut before you leave out, bitch. Clear your head before you go do this. But then, there are those people that are like, I was about to say sexual deviant. There are those people that are like, they are sex addicts, and they got a nut multiple times throughout the day. So people like that, I don't even know if that can be helped if they're at that level. Because I told you, we used to live next door to somebody that was a very clear and evident sex addict. That man used to come, so we first started noticing him nutting or getting his shit off with different women every night. And the women would all be loud and unnecessarily have the fucking window open while they moaning and all crazy and shit. Then he'll nut with them. Then after they leave, we'll hear their car start up and drive off. I'll say maybe 30 minutes later, if that man is in the room beating it. Beating it and coming again. Then I'll hear him, like if I'm in the living room, I would hear him beating it in the living room. I'm just like, why do you need, this is every day, chemo. How is your dick not fucking burned and scabbed by the amount of friction you are applying? But I want to go ahead and hop on over to, I have two more topics before we get into Drag Race. The next topic is going to be kind of quick because the last one that I want to discuss may be not a bit lengthy, but it is going to be something that we may need to talk about a little in depth. But so the first thing, Fergie on the track. Fergie doing this fucking is it the National Anthem? What was the damn song? Yeah, the National Anthem at the NBA game. And now I'm gonna say, I understand what she was trying to go for. She was trying to switch it up and bring it more into her style. I'm not mad at that. The execution was horrible. But even saying that, I feel like in the beginning of it, she was going somewhere. Like, I heard and I had faith that this was not going to be horrible. I was like, okay, this is different. She bluesy, this jazzy. Okay, I can get into it. And then she tried to start hitting notes. And that's when it all went downhill.
Child, it was tripping me out, people in the audience laughing at her. And the fact that she had to apologize for her rendition. And the thing is, I love jazz. I do. For the
Mm.
national anthem, I don't know. I feel like that's something you probably shouldn't play too much with. That's a song that means a lot to a lot of people.
Well, isn't that like a rule of thumb? Like, I mean, everybody has their rendition of it, but it's not really a rendition. It's just their vocals on it.
Yeah,
Because I feel like one of the golden rules of the national anthem is it's not about you. It's about the song.
yeah,
And so the song is the star of the show, and you're just the conduit
yeah,
for
yeah.
us to receive this. And so, like, I understand she was trying to do something different, and I applaud her for being like one of the first people to try to do it. But girl, you got to pick
I've
battles.
heard, like I've heard people try new and different things with it. I've heard different things. People try to make it more R&B, or people try to make it more country, or people try to make it more this. So she's not the first person to do it. The thing is, we all know Fergie is not a live singer. She is a studio singer. Fergie
Yes.
needs to stop living in fucking La La Land. Okay, she needs to know that singing live is not for her. And then she was trying to do all these notes. Nothing was landing. Nothing.
Nothing was landing, bitch. They was
None of
all flying
those
over
notes.
everybody's head.
All of her vocal doors were locked because she didn't have a key. Okay.
Bitch, they changed the locks on that ass. They were like, nope. They heard the way it was starting off, and they was like, nope, let's stop this right now. She can't come back in.
Right. I love jazz, and maybe if she would have had the voice for it, then it probably would have sound nice. But I feel like the national anthem is something that you don't too much want to fuck with, because if you
Yeah,
fuck that up, bitches are gonna read you for filth. I mean,
yeah.
that's something. That's a song you gotta be real confident about your rendition before you go and sing that live. And I just want to know, where was her support team during rehearsal?
Well, because Aaron was saying, he was like, shouldn't they have done some rehearsals or something? No, he said they should have practiced beforehand. He was like, they should have practiced it beforehand so she could have known that it didn't sound good. And I was like, Aaron, any performance like this, any big performance like this has several rehearsals. They heard that shit. They definitely heard it. They just set that bitch up to
They
fail.
didn't say shit. They set her ass up. They set her all the way up. Bitch, if her career was done, if it wasn't done before, it's done now. Like,
Yep. Sure. I don't agree though that I don't feel that she needed to apologize for that. I don't know if she was like if people were forcing her to, or if she just felt that was the only way she was going to be able to get out of this with not unscathed, but with as little damage as possible.
I know. I felt like she should have apologized for it. That would be the one time that I was like, she should have. Because normally I'm against people apologizing, but no, I needed an apology for that.
I don't think so. I feel okay.
One.
People didn't
she
like her
needed to
rendition
apologize
of it.
to me for listening to that bullshit. Personally, I need her to fly to Memphis and knock on my door and apologize to me in person for me wasting 3 minutes of my life listening to her fuck up the national anthem. Yes, we deserved an apology for that bullshit.
Goddamn nice. Well, Fergie, bitch, I know you ain't gonna ever hear this, but I don't think you sounded good, but I don't think you needed to apologize for it. You're gonna be like, well, I tried something new, it didn't work. Oh well. That's what I would have said. Y'all hoes didn't like it. That's on y'all and on me. But I'm like, I don't feel like she needed to apologize because people didn't like the way that she sounded.
No,
I just like that's so demeaning.
It would have been different. For instance, Pink's rendition of the national anthem.
Oh, Pink had the lovely fucking voice though.
She was sick. She went out there and sang anyway. And because she was sick, she wasn't able to hit all her notes perfectly. But she still did a good job. As far as under the conditions that she was in, she still hit most of her notes. So, although it wasn't completely perfect, it still was a good rendition. And so, therefore, a couple of people probably did talk shit about it and didn't like it. But you still could see there was talent and there was skill, and that if she was healthy that day, it would have been well. No matter what Fergie would have done, that shit would have sucked. It's not like a couple of people didn't like it or that it was good to some people. Nobody could have liked that. Fergie
Well,
should not
child,
even
the
like that.
NBA need to apologize for hiring her because they should have known firsthand
They
that whole
should.
thing live.
First of all, somebody need to apologize for Fergie for letting her ass get up on national TV and make a fool out of herself. Her management needs to apologize to her.
Yeah, her whole fucking team needs to be fired, bitch. Because that was whoever was at them rehearsals needs to be fired. That would have been the first thing I did after this whole shit broke out.
Like, her ex-husband, her son, all of them. Her mama, her daddy, her whole family, her whole team, her entourage, the person that do her makeup, the person that squeezed her ass in that dress. Somebody should have moved her over to the side. I would have said, Fergie, come up here. Let me speak to you real quick.
Fergie, girl, come here real quick, girl.
Girl. I know you Fergalicious. I know big girls don't cry. But girl, I'm about to tell you this right here. America is going to cry. If you sing this song, they just don't.
I'm on the fucking floor, bitch.
It's not gonna pan out well for you, girl. It's not in the cards. It's not in the stars.
I can't breathe. I can't fucking breathe. I am crying right now, literal tears, bitch. I know you Fergalicious. I know big girls don't cry, but America is gonna cry.
I mean, her people do not love her, and Fergie don't love herself. She can't possibly love herself because I know she heard the notes as they came
Trixie
out of her
Mattel
mouth.
over here. You just became Trixie Mattel with these puns on her fucking album, and the big girls don't cry. But America is not gonna find this glamorous hoe.
America is not gonna find you glamorous, girl. Love is blind.
Go take you a go put on your Mary Jane shoes and relax
Right.
on this song.
Right.
Oh, but child, now to get into a topic a bit more serious.
She wasn't gonna make no MILF money off of that.
I am so done. Oh my god.
She ain't gonna get no shmoney. No
when we listen to
shmoney.
this back, I'm gonna be dead. I just know it. But my last topic before we get into Drag Race real quick, I do want to discuss Black Panther. Because it came out last weekend and my ass was surely up in the damn seats to go see it. And I wanted to talk about this, and I was so glad that you went to go see it as well before we did this podcast.
Yeah, because I don't watch movies within the first week. It's a shock.
Mm-hmm.
I know you got to be shocked because I always wait a long time before, because I do not like packed movie theaters.
How did you feel about it?
I loved the movie. And one of the things, like, my brother asked me, like, after we watched it, he was like, okay, so do you like the movie? And basically what he was saying was, you know, besides the fact that it's such a monumental movie in Black history and all the weight that it holds for our culture, as the movie as itself, as it stands alone, just the movie without all the other weights that it carries, do you like it? And I was like, yes. I love the storyline.
I did as well.
I loved everything about it. There's only one thing that I didn't care for.
What was it?
And I don't know how you're going to feel about it. I don't know how everybody else is going to feel about it. But I did not care for Michael B. Jordan.
Of course you didn't. The reason I'm bringing up this topic, though, is because of him, or the Black Panther movie. It's not so much to talk about like the whole, like the weight of what the movie, like the meaning of the movie. Because when I texted you after I saw it, I really enjoyed the film, and I said I really liked that it. Like, the movie had a story to tell, and it told that story very well. Like, a very important story. I wish it had more action in it, but I felt that the plot and the narrative of it was more important, so I'm happy that they didn't just put a bunch of unnecessary action scenes in there. Like, the story was told marvelously to me, and I feel like it was really good. But there is a narrative that I keep hearing people talk about with Michael B. Jordan's character, Killmonger. And it is... People are saying that he is what's it called? An anti-hero. And it really gets under my skin because people are trying to sympathize with him, and I don't feel like he's somebody that can be sympathized with, in my opinion. I feel like he's a flat-out villain, and that's it. And I say that because Killmonger... So, in my opinion, he's a very hurt man. You can see that. This man is hurt to the umpteenth degree. He wants revenge on T'Challa, Black Panther, because of something that his father did. And got shit to do with this man, but he wants revenge on him and all of Wakanda for this. But at the same time, he's mad at them because they never helped, or he's using this narrative of he's mad at them because they never helped the black community outside of Wakanda, their descendants. And they're being attacked and all of this shit, racial injustice and whatnot. Like, I could understand where he's coming from with that, but his motives, even though he tried to make them seem like they were grander, his motives were very selfish. All he really wanted to do was just kill a bunch of white people and kill Wakanda because they hurt him. Like, That's all he really wanted in that movie. He was trying to send out guns to essentially every fucking black person in the world to help them. And it's like, one of our friends brought up this point. There's no way, the way that y'all sending out all these weapons, that you can control who gets their hands on them. So then these people flock into Wakanda and then they start killing y'all and then start killing all these other people. And on that same point, he wanted to kill white people no matter what they did. He wanted to kill innocent children. Just any motherfucker that was white, he wanted dead, essentially. And to say that that's on the same level as an anti-hero is appalling to me, because anti-heroes are not villains. They just don't, they abide by their own rules. Like, it would be the equivalent of a celebrity that lets you know flat out, I am not your kid's role model. That's what I can tie it into in, like, our actual world. So an anti-hero is not about, I don't see an anti-hero going out of their way murdering people for shit like this. And it killed me. I don't know if you've seen or heard anybody, like, kind of bring up that topic of him being an anti-hero, but this has been bothering me because I keep seeing that narrative being pushed.
I have seen it. The only reason I feel like they want to cling to the anti-hero storyline is because of him wanting to free the marginalized society. But they're not really looking at how
he didn't want to free them. His point was not to free them.
But I mean, that's what he
kill the people that marginalized them. That's all he wanted.
But I'm not saying that's how he sees it, and that's how everybody else is seeing it because that's how he sees it. But no,
I don't even think he sees it that way. I feel like he very much knows what he's doing.
Well, I'm not going to say he too much sees it that way, but that's how he explained it. Like, when he came to the thing, that's how he was trying to sell it. And so,
that was his pitch, his elevator pitch.
Yeah. So I mean, I think people are disregarding the fact that he was an outright killer. Like, he was a sociopath. He was our
sociopath and
he was a
murderer.
Sociopath. Murder, just
he talked about how he killed his own people to get to Wakanda so he can have the chance to kill T'Challa. This man don't give a fuck about nobody but himself. I don't care what he says.
He enjoys killing. Clearly. And that's not an anti-hero, you know.
That's not.
But that wasn't really my issue. My issue is just plainly Michael B. Jordan. I just wish he wasn't in the movie.
Another thing that I wanted to touch on with Black Panther before we hop into Drag Race real quick. Mm-hmm. I really loved, and this is something that people have been talking about as well. I really loved I love the women in the movie because they were so multifaceted. Like, you had different people or different stereotypes, not stereotypes, but like archetypes of women in the movie. I really liked Lupita's character though, because that bitch did not need you to tell her to do anything. She did everything her fucking self. Like, she was always like 2 steps ahead of everybody else, and I just loved it. She was always thinking ahead, but she was never thinking ahead of being selfish about it. But I felt that his sister, Shuri...
Her character was very multifaceted, and I want to say this because she was a strong woman, and she did everything on her own terms and her own accord, and very, very respectful, but still at the same time, you can tell that she was kind of ashamed of herself for being a spy. She would be like, oh, I'm just a spy, I can't wear this, or I'm just a spy, blah, 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 you know. Mm-hmm. So at the same time, she was a strong woman, but I do like they showed that she still had insecurities because that was still on display. And it's because you can be strong and still be insecure about certain things. And I think that was important to show. And also because I was also telling my brother, my stepfather, not only was this a movie for Black people, but this was also a movie for women. I mean, it showed so much female strength. They had an army of women.
Yeah.
That was whooping ass. I mean, they were fighting the men, and they were, going tit for tat.
Bitch, the fucking Dora Milaje, they were not playing.
Yeah, they were not.
That bitch was swinging that damn thing around, and in that scene where she threw that motherfucking wig in his face. But going on and moving to a lighter topic here now, we're going to wrap up this show with RuPaul's Drag Race. Made our best woman. I can't even do the high note. I don't even know why I tried it. I don't even know why I tried to do this. I felt my throat closing in on me the moment I started singing that. But so what the fuck even happened in the last episode? I forgot now. Oh, Andy Warhol. It was the Andy Warhol mini challenge thing. They were doing all the little pictures.
Andy Warhol
and then they did their soup cans.
They did the soup can, and then they did disco ball. Yeah. Studio 54. Right.
Mm-hmm. Now, at the beginning there, I really thought Trixie should have won that mini challenge because her photo looked fucking amazing. She was being more active with it. I mean, Aja's wasn't bad. I would have put her in second place, but and I don't think it was because I'm biased. Let me know if you think I'm being biased. But I really thought Trixie's photo, coming from somebody that sits and edits picture and takes pictures and shit like that, I felt like her photo was a lot better as a whole compared to Aja's. Like, with the way her eyes connected with the camera, with the way, because I felt like Aja's was just more like doe-eyed, but the way Trixie did it, she had her hands up, like very active in the photo, and her eyes were like kind of locked in with the camera lens. It just looked really nice to me.
I think, honestly, I would have picked Trixie too. But the reason why I say that Aja won is because, I would assume that those photos were edited afterwards. So I don't think that it was judged by the photo. Oh, yeah, that doesn't make sense. Yeah, I don't think it was judged by the photo. I think it was judged by the makeup. And Aja's makeup was the best because beyond the photo, Trixie looked a mess. And I'm sorry.
She did.
But Aja did look
because there's Shangela over here talking about look at Trixie looking soft. I'm like, bitch, where?
Her face was red and it just looked bad. But Aja had the best makeup and she had the best look as far as without the filter. The only reason Trixie's photo looked good was because of the filter.
Bitch, Aja, I don't know what's happening with this girl. She's really stepping it up, but then we'll get to that toward the end of this discussion. Mm-hmm. So after that, they started doing their soup cans. And I agreed with Trixie when she said, Aja, your plot or your theme of your soup is stupid. What was it called? Sugar tits? Is that what it was? And so because she's sweet and whatever else. And I'm just like, you're not, just like Michelle said to that bitch, you're not known for being sweet. So why would you do that?
That's not your brand. But my whole thing was BB in that Achu. That I was like,
I'm glad she changed that name, bitch.
I wish she would have kept it because I'm sorry. I that whole, and I know I'm skipping shit, but I'm sorry I have to skip it because that whole thing when they did the disco thing and they critiqued her can and her disco thing was like basically saying that they didn't have anything bad to say, and I was like, I had a lot of things to say. I'm sorry. I don't see how she was taught.
As you hop up there and bang a gavel, I'm like, well, I got shit to say. Right? So I'm going to fill in these blanks for y'all.
And not only that bitch blatantly lied.
She did. I keep talking about that because nobody else was discussing that. Like, this, so Aja sat there and made this bitch's outfit. Now, I'm not going to say she made the complete thing. Maybe BB put a glitter sparkle on there somewhere. But Aja did most of it. And then for you to turn around, bitch, when all of us are lined up and they're critiquing us and they say, your look is so beautiful. That dress is fucking amazing. Did you make it? And you say, yes, I did. Bitch, Aja a good one. Because I would have been like, no, you didn't. Yeah. And I would request for y'all to get that footage from these cameras. What you not gonna do, bitch? It's like my work and say you did
too. And I was shocked Aja didn't speak up because that bitch show had
a lot so much to say about Valentina
she had,
at
right?
that reunion.
She had a lot to say about Valentina, and she didn't have shit to say when BB took credit for her work because I mean, she just said her face dropped, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I would have been like, hold it, cut the tape. I would have walked over to that bitch because me and her would have some choice words. No, I mean that was just blatant. I mean, I hope that the other queens clocked that shit and know not to help that bitch.
Because who was it? Was it Shangela and Aja were the only two people that they showed the reaction of? So I don't know if anybody else in the workroom paid attention to what Aja was doing for BB. I'm sure they did. That workroom is not that big.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, I hope they clocked it so that they know not to help her. Let that bitch cheat and drown, burn and die. Because after seeing that, and she's taking credit for bitches' work and then getting on top
for that, and then sending the bitch that got you on top home,
I would have drugged that bitch across the stage. I'm sorry. I would have snatched that bitch by her wig and took all her edges back to Africa. Because no, that would not have been okay. And for her to be on top and then to win $10,000 off of my
work? Bitch, I better get at least 90% of this check.
Child, Aja was a good one.
Because
we really both would have been leaving that night. Okay. Because they would have been.
I would have been leaving because they sent me home, and you would have been leaving in a body bag, bitch. I did not like Trixie's look that much. Like, I felt like it was really basic. I guess that if that was what Studio 4 was all about, then I understand why she won. But when I saw her, I was like, oh, Trixie.
Well,
no, girl.
Now, I wouldn't say that it was the most extravagant, but I will say it was very Trixie. It was very Barbie, disco Barbie. Mm-hmm. You knew exactly where her inspiration was coming from. We all know that she's all about Barbie. Probably the most disco of everybody there. So that's why she won, is because everybody else failed.
I mean, I'm sure I know that's why she won, because that look, I'm sure it fit that theme very well. It was very Trixie. Her inspiration was very much so evident, but I did not like the way that everything looked. I just felt like it was very basic. But I mean, if the Studio 54 is basic, bitch, or 34, 24, 14, whatever number it was, if that's what it was, bitch, I'm glad I didn't go.
I think the thing that they really liked the most was her silhouette. I was so happy to see her win a challenge, especially...
And she made it all herself. I was really happy about that, too.
Yeah.
I really hope that this is the turning of the tide for Trixie, where she's going to be at the top now, because I was shocked as fuck that Bendela wasn't up there to lip sync with her.
I feel like it is. I feel like Ben has ran her course.
We're going to go ahead and close out the podcast now. Definitely again want to thank everybody for listening to Chemo Be a Bitch to Me, and me just taking it because I am such a sweetheart and I just don't want to cause any confrontation ever. I love all of you. I love all of you equally.
Scandals, bitch. They need to put you on Scandal. That's what they need to do. What's her name? Olivia Pope? You need to be Olivia Pope.
I don't, because I don't do scandals. I don't do all of these things. I am very wholesome. I sit in my house. I knit.
You know who I'm finna be, though? Since you want to talk all this shit, I'm about to be Annalise Keaton, because I'm about to get away with murder in this shit. Like, you keep fucking with me, bitch.
I fucking hate you. Anyway, bye, y'all.
Bye.
Stupid slut.